Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 live cast. For this one we're playing a TvP and we are on Blue Shift Ladder Edition. So first SCV makes a depot. We'll be going for the normal Planetary Fortress Rush. Don't think those words have ever been said before. Normal PF Rush. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so pretty simple build to pull off. Well, pretty simple build to execute. Pulling it off is another thing. Takes some luck and some kind of reliant on the decisions your opponent makes. So we're going to build a command center, and as soon as we build a command center, we're going to send an SCV to our natural to fake going command center first there.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
And barracks. So the normal time scout did not arrive. It's a little interesting. And I would say at this point it's not going to arrive. So I'm just going to go ahead and build the Inch Bay.
Add-on complete. Command center upgrade complete.
Oh, maybe I should save the mule. I don't even know. Yeah.
Our SCVs are under attack. Command center upgrade complete.
It's kind of a problem, isn't it?
Are under attack.
He's rushing Void, right?
Our SCVs are under attack. Research complete.
Whoops.
add-on complete.
Well, it's not looking good.
Base is under
Kind of already
attack.
given up on this game. Oh, I don't have a cyclone in the way.
Required. Additional supply depots required.
So I guess it was supposed to be an Oracle opener? Like Oracle cheese? Because that was way, way too fast to be reactive to what I was doing. They did take an expansion, but only after Cybercore. So that's to rush an Adept, but he didn't rush the Adept. He just let it build normally. Huh. And immediately into Void Ray. I don't think there's anything I can do about this. I can't build a missile turret. I could pull more workers. That's one thing I could do. I should hotkey this command center so I can keep making from it. I don't think my cyclone was late either. About 3:15. Could have maybe 8 seconds faster. Assuming I had the resources, which I'm not even sure I did. No, I probably did. So had it arrived 8 seconds faster. So say like 4:12, maybe 4:11. If it's here right now, I don't know, maybe. So if there's a fast void ray, pull more workers. I don't really need the minerals anyways. Until he expands. Until I can expand at least. Which I should have been doing. So I get the upgrade rather than a second factory. Just because that means I'll be on one factory production for a little while, which frees up the minerals to take my expansion. But I didn't actually take my expansion. Yeah, because this still allows me to spend through all my gas, at least for a little while. You know, I'm building non-stop cyclones from this factory. I'm getting this upgrade. And then when I do end up floating 100 gas, only then can I build. Like at that point, I can build my second factory. And that frees up a lot of minerals. So I could get this. I do want non-stop SCV production. I should be hotkeying this Planetary, putting on the same hotkey as my orbital. The other option would be to get a later command center and skip this upgrade, at least initially. And that way I can get 2 factories and start building 2 cyclones at a time. You can't actually afford to build 2 cyclones at a time off of one base in terms of gas. But you can afford much more than 1 cyclone at a time. So I can go like, it's kind of like having like 1.5 factories of production, and especially if you want to fit this upgrade in there somewhere. But that would get my second cyclone out faster. I still kind of like the one factory build. So if I did it perfectly, I could have more SCVs arrive. So say this is at like 700 health with all my SCVs dead. And my first cyclone arriving now. Maybe I can hold. With that said, I mean, this is a very uncommon build, I would think. Especially next patch. Probably the main key of building the Cybercore before the Nexus is so that you can open with an Adept and cancel the low ground command center. That's almost the sole reason to go Cyber before Nexus. So I think next patch with Adepts taking, I think, an extra 4 seconds to build. They're going out to 31 seconds. We may not see this anymore. We may always see Nexus before Cyber. He didn't scout it, right? So let me double check. No. Okay. Since I haven't faced a Void Ray that quickly ever. So I was wondering if it was a reaction to what I was doing, but I think it was just a type of opener. And it seems like that type of opener might be common. Even though I haven't faced it, it seems to make sense. If you're going Cyber before Nexus to get the Adept out quickly, you may as well tech quickly as well since you have that early Cyber. So a fast Adept to cancel the command center, as well as a fast expand, as well as a fast Oracle. That seems like a good opener to me for Protoss. It's safe, it has lots of aggression, and it's got a pretty quick Nexus. Not as fast as the standard meta build, but still pretty fast. But I think Nexus before Cyber is going to be more common next patch, and I think that's the build that I would do best against with this PF Rush. Because that means the Nexus is complete when my Planetary starts upgrading. So there's no option to cancel the Nexus. And if I can guarantee to get that damage done, like finish the Planetary, destroy his Nexus, I feel like I'm almost always well ahead at that point. If I'm going to lose from that position, it's probably me throwing the game rather than
not enough minerals.
Just being behind or something.
Not enough minerals.
Anyways, let's go
Not
depot.
enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required.
Barracks. Okay. That's why you don't travel through a mineral line. And if you are going to travel through a mineral line, you better be mineral walking your way through there.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Excuse me.
Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Command center upgrade complete.
Oh, this lag.
Add-on complete. Add-on complete. Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Research complete. Our SCVs are under attack. Add-on complete. Base is under attack.
Damn it. Forgot structure armor.
Insufficient Vespene gas. Base is under attack. Insufficient Vespene gas.
Didn't realize it's flying on top of a Viking there. Guess he just doesn't want to play. I played him a few times. I guess he doesn't like playing against me. He must have a very low win rate. Because as far as he knows, I'm on 2 bases. I mean, he did see a missing command center, but... I think he was pretty far behind because he opened so many Reapers. I didn't want to bring out more Marines until I had this Planetary done. This barracks just has to take the beating. Yeah, so he's down 13 workers at this point. He's got 2 orbitals on the way, but he hasn't started mining at his natural yet. So we got a pretty huge economic lead at this point. And because he's heavily invested in Reapers, which are pretty much useless at this point, we got a huge tech lead as well. Now he does get a bunch of siege tanks, but once they fall, I mean, then he's back to just Marines again. I got a little messed up there because I dropped the auto turrets and fell back, and then I forgot that the auto turrets can't see the tanks here. There's vision blockers. So I need to bring the Ravens back just so I could focus down the siege tanks. And then end up pulling my workers, and then there's a Viking shooting my Ravens I wasn't noticing. Got a little messy. So I definitely could have kept all 4 Ravens alive during that fight. I didn't. As it turns out, though, he's almost up to 2 base saturation. But you can still see he's got that 15 worker deficit. I did build 1 SCV here before making the Planetary, which means I'm going to have both gas geysers fully saturated here. So I'm going to be on 6 gas. Even if he denies this base for a while, 6 gas is enough to get that Raven count really going. So we'll do 1 more game, then we'll call it the end of this video. Alright, it's Zerg. One of each race. Come on, Z. You can do it, Firewood.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I don't think I'll get there in time.
Not enough minerals. 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 Not enough minerals.
Okay, not the worst start in the world. He got the hatch up pretty quickly. So he probably... Yeah, he definitely built a pool before the hatch. Yeah, okay, there's that confirmation on that. He was trying really hard to go hatch first, though.
Additional supply depots required. Base is under attack. Not enough. Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Insufficient Vespene gas. Insufficient Vespene gas. Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Alright, grab that base.
Insufficient Vespene gas. Command center upgrade complete.
Can't hold them alone.
Well, Nydus from nerf saves my ass. Actually, it's so weird how Overlords always hang out behind your main, but you can just kind of tell when they have intentions in mind. And this is one of the games where I kind of had that sensation. I saw my Marine pass by it right there, and it's like, what's he up to? And I was even hesitant about removing the Viking queue just to start this Planetary, because I was thinking like I might need that Viking to clear this Overlord immediately. So luckily I was able to hear it. I guess see it too if I can hear it. Yeah. You probably should have tried up here. This is always going to be in range of my gas. So the Nydus used to be invulnerable when it was producing. Now it is not invulnerable, but not like it used to be. It used to be if you see it, you just pull SCVs, you surround it, you kill it. Now, while it's producing, it has 200 hit points, but it has 6 armor, which means SCV damage gets reduced by 6. So it goes from 5 down to the absolute minimum, which is 1/2 damage per hit. This Marine does 6 damage, which gets reduced by 6. So that also goes to the absolute minimum, which is 1/2 damage per hit. So my SCVs and my Marine are only doing 1/2 damage to this Nydus worm. Now, it's still a good thing, because not only am I doing some damage to it with the SCVs, but also as soon as it completes, it loses that armor, and all my units are already attacking it. Before, when it was invulnerable, you couldn't attack it, so you had to wait for it to finish and then start attacking it, which was awkward because you couldn't make your SCVs surround it like they have right now. The Banshee is actually doing damage, so it's doing 2 attacks of 12, which gets reduced by 6, so it's doing 2 attacks of 6, so 12 damage every volley. So even though I can't kill it while it's in production, I can get it close to dead. And now that it completes, well, you can't really see the hit points anymore, but it's got 1 bar of, how many bars does this even have? 9? 1 bar of 9? Why would they have 9 bars? 10 would be so much easier to tell what it's at. Anyways, this is below 1/9 of its hit points, so I don't know, maybe it's at like 20 hit points right now. And with its armor gone, all of a sudden these SCVs and Marines and Banshees are actually going to be doing damage. So it was close enough to kill it. This obviously isn't too much of a worry. It's very early in the game, so it's unlikely he has enough firepower to really threaten the Planetary. With that said, I probably should have pulled workers earlier. And by taking out the Overseer, he's just lost his ability to rebuild on the high ground here. And that is GG. got 3 hatcheries, but very few drones. 30 drones. I like to reach 45 before my opponent reaches 60. I'm pretty sure I got that secured this game. I even took some losses as well. 900. I mean, the Nydus Worm itself is 100 resources. So of the 900, you lost 200 from 2 Nydus Worms, and all the rest was from, so you lost 700 worth of units. The Overseer and some Roaches and Queens and whatnot. So he even took some losses in the fight there. If you destroy a Nydus Worm, you got to keep in mind 2 things. One, even if you don't see anything come out of it, one, he's going to have a large army at that point in the game because you don't Nydus unless you have something to push through it. So he's going to be low on drones and high on army. And 2 is he's on layer tech. So tech transitions like going into mutas or pooping creep on your expansion or swarm host, like all those things are options at this point. So I think taking a heavily defensive stance is the way to go. You're already ahead economically. Just establish your 4 bases, don't die, and start pumping units. Anyways, with that, we'll call it the end of this video. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'm out of here. Goodbye.